What's going on, everyone? This is Mitch with SC Weather. Hope y'all been having a great day. I know a lot of people have not, especially folks in Alabama and portions of the South, as this tornado outbreak has proved to be legit. It has actually caused, I believe it's up to 5 fatalities. It might be more here in the coming minutes or hours. So unfortunately, we have lost lives, and that was one thing that we prayed hard about, and we hoped that would not occur. And it definitely did, unfortunately. So a lot of people's worlds and lives have been changed today. This has turned out to be a pretty major event, a severe tornado outbreak. So we're going to hope for the best in the recovery process, and we're going to pray for the people who are going to mourn over their losses. And we're going to hope for the best because even though your life might be fine, there's people's lives right now have been destroyed and ruined because of this event. So my heart goes out to them. I know you guys' hearts go out to them too. Let's just throw them in our prayers tonight for sure, because this has turned out to be definitely a catastrophic event for certain areas. So thank you all for tuning in. What we're going to do is we're going to pretty much break down what's left of this system tonight, because I think that the risk is still there. It's not obviously quite as high as the last several hours, but we're still going to run the risk of severe weather as we go throughout the night. Portions of Alabama, Georgia, and potentially the Carolinas. Speaking of the Carolinas, we had some wild weather in the Carolinas today. We had some supercells that got going and tornado warnings and hailstorms, and I actually was able to get a quick chase in. Dropped a video about an hour ago. You want to check it out. It's not much to it, but like the video if you like it. Consider subscribing. I'm sorry I can't do a live feed like some of these other guys that do weather channels. My Wi-Fi is not good enough to do all that, but I would love to do that with you guys if I had 11, 12 hours to kind of sit in one spot. But I work a full-time job, so it's not easy for me to do that. But let's talk about what we do know. So like I said, if you guys have not hit that subscribe button, much appreciated if y'all do. So this is what we got. This is Radar Scope, the tornado warned storm that dropped a legit tornado in Brent, Alabama, and this entire area south of Birmingham. Also, there was one around this area that went through here just south of Hoover, Alabama, way earlier this afternoon. But we still got some nasty-looking storms out here in Alabama, and we still have some convection that can fire up in this area. And there's no tornado warnings right now. This one had one on it a little bit ago, but nothing now. But this still has that hook signature on it. It's not tornado warned. It's not or anything like that for rotation, but there's still nasty storms, and these storms have been making it their way into North Georgia today. A lot of reports of hail, and there's been some nasty storms in the Carolinas, so we'll continue to watch out for that. We can flip over and look at Atlanta real quick and see, get a better bird's eye view of what's going on here in North Georgia. And, some moderate to heavy rain in far North Georgia, but you have some nasty storms working in. If you're in Atlanta, y'all have some storms moving in just west of y'all. So definitely be weather aware. They're not severe right now, but they could be. The atmosphere is still juiced up out here, and I'm going to show you that next here. So right here, you still have Cape values of over 2,000 joules per kilogram. So there's still some juice to the atmosphere. There's still some ingredients in place to pump out some severe weather, especially in Mississippi, where it seems like there's been 2 events in a row where it's maybe the worst was supposed to be in parts of Mississippi, and it turned out to be in Alabama. So they've been spared a little bit, but Alabama has just been getting tore up. So Storm Prediction Center still has a high risk up right now. I'm sure that this will update soon. But one thing I do want to note is tomorrow, as we get into tomorrow, if this will load correctly here, we have a marginal risk for the Carolinas, and that's because whatever leftover energy is from marginals, not that high, guys, but there's still a risk of severe weather. We had some pretty nasty severe weather in parts of South Carolina this evening in areas that only had a general risk of thunderstorms, which is a below level 1. So it can happen. So we're watching. This is really for overnight into early tomorrow morning. And this is why. So what we got going here is the HRRR model run. So this is now. So this is going. So it's still showing some activity as we get into later tonight. Some strong storms, almost like a line of storms. But what happens is they kind of go parallel as the low pressure up top kind of moves over up top. So the storms kind of go parallel, and they just kind of dwindle apart as you lose forcing and there just isn't you just basically lose the ingredients you need for storm development and definitely severe weather development. But watch out later tonight to the early hours of the morning as we're getting up. There might be some nasty storms stretching from middle Georgia to central South Carolina. And I would lean towards these storms being stronger than what are modeled based off of what I saw today. So do not be surprised at all if you guys wake up in the middle of the night, wee hours of the morning, with some nasty storms in Georgia and South Carolina, even parts of North Carolina. I would not be surprised at all. You're not dealing with any kind of wedge in place. There's no stable, cool air. You have high dew points, and there's enough ingredients are in place to still have severe weather. Now, the NAM still pumps out severe weather, especially watch out Tennessee later tonight. Might get some storms fired up, but we'll see. But really has it dwindling apart on the NAM. So, but it has it refiring kind of back up a little bit, some convection as you get into tomorrow afternoon along the intercoastal areas and things like that. But this is a significant tornado parameters because, of course, people in the Carolinas and Georgia are watching what's going on in Alabama and Mississippi. And it's like, damn, we're going to have any tornadoes around here? Well, you check it out here. The significant tornado parameter, the STP, it dwindles away. It flattens out and it weakens. So these tornadoes are going to lose the spin it had today across the further areas of the west. So you're going to lose that element to the severe weather, even if we do get some storms that survive past Georgia here in the Carolinas. So the Cape, same thing. It dwindles away. You don't have a lot, but there is still enough to get storms, especially if you can get them refiring back up. If you switch to the, well, no, never mind. We won't do that. But you might have some energy that refires up as this thing kind of goes parallel. And might have some storm development along the coastal areas. So we'll watch that. But dew points. You'll notice you walk outside right now across the entire southeast, unless you're in Louisiana where the fronts move through. But it's still pretty warm. I know the upstate of South Carolina, areas of the Triad and North Carolina, the mountains, they stay kind of cool today. But everybody, the dew points surge overnight if they're not already high. It's already a little bit humid out there right now. But dew points, it's going to be downright probably sticky in the morning when you wake up. Pollen's going to be everywhere if it hadn't rained where you're at. And it is going to be moist for sure. Very humid for March standards. So I just would not be surprised at all if we wake up to some storms really anywhere in the Carolinas and Georgia, and they could be strong. So some of the ingredients are still in place, so we have to watch out for that. But we'll continue. I normally go to sleep pretty early, guys, and wake up very early, about 4:30 in the morning. So I'll be up to see what's going on. But still need to watch these storms, as there's nasty storms still in Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia. We'll look at, let's see if we got Nashville. Well, we don't, but there's still some nasty storms up in Tennessee, too. So definitely need to be weather aware tonight. There's still a lot going on. And you guys stay safe. It's been a sad day across the southeast for sure. So thank y'all. Y'all stay safe and have a blessed night.